We build fences, we install cameras, we follow routines, all in the name of safety. But what happens when those protections fail us? When a hurricane hits, when a virus spreads, or when a gun is fired in a school hallway? What do we have left to rely on? This brings us to a critical question. In trying to protect ourselves, have we made ourselves weaker? By prioritizing safety above all else, are we giving up freedom, resilience, and human connection for the illusion of control? Fear is ancient. It's part of human survival. We create laws, policies, routines, which are all designed to give us peace of mind. But when tragedies still happen, we're left wondering, were those systems ever really protecting us, or just giving us a false sense of control? This dives into how people respond to chaos, reveal that our dependence on rules and routines, far from being a source of true safety, actually weakens our ability to adapt, because comfort and structure often replaces critical thinking when systems break down. After 9/11, airports became fortresses, where security lines stretched for hours. Law professor Kent Roach, in his article, Still Scared, Still Vulnerable, argues that post-9/11 security policies were overly focused on spectacular threats, neglecting other risks like public health. When COVID-19 hit, the lack of preparation proved him right. Hospitals overwhelmed, testing delayed, and the vulnerable left behind. Dr. Handal Khatib's research on social safety nets confirms this, showing how systems fail to serve those in need due to confusing eligibility rules and unequal access. Instead of calming fear, these systems often increase it, making people feel more isolated and helpless. In his interview with Senator Nathan Dahm, Jon Stewart questions the logic that more guns make us safer, pointing out that if that were true, we'd be the safest country on earth.
Because why?
Because police treat every situation as a potential...
But more guns makes us safer. So why don't, when the police go to a house filled with guns, why don't they breathe a sigh of relief, knowing that this Second Amendment that shall not be infringed is being exercised so fruitfully in this home?
This highlights how safety rhetoric is often used for political gain rather than genuine protection. Daniel Solomon from the Center of American Progress emphasizes that when marginalized communities ask for safety, they are asking for access to schools, doctors, and jobs, not surveillance or policing. This suggests that real safety is tied to care and resources, not control and fear-based policies. Journalist Arwa Mahdavi in Do Safe Spaces and Trigger Warnings Weaken Us asks if this safety culture might be undermining emotional resilience. She argues that avoiding discomfort can prevent growth. On the other hand, in her TED Talk, Stacey Mason shares how she found true strength not by avoiding pain, but by facing failure and learning to rise.
It was all about learning the process and the concept of feeling safe, but more importantly, the value of my right to feel safe. And I learned to do that by practicing something called the protected behaviours process. And I think one of the things that I realised is that when I had a moment was that throughout, prior to my disclosure as a young person, I was on no one's radar. I was a young person that was being sexually exploited, that was unseen and unheard. And prior to my disclosure, as I said, I was on no one's radar. But after that, following the amount of intervention, professional intervention that I had, and believe me, it was a hell of a lot. I had to go to several different agencies. I was assessed to see where my mental state was at, being assessed if I had a personality disorder and all the rest of it, when really I was a victim of trauma. But throughout that intervention, not one person asked me, "Do you feel safe?"
Together they revealed that real safety is not about avoiding harm, but it's about building strength through experience. In Stranger Than Fiction, Harold Crick lives every day by the clock.
And his wristwatch said even less.
He thinks routine equals safety. But when he learns he's the main character in a book and that he's about to die, everything changes.
Would result in his imminent death.
What? What? Hey! Hello?
Faced with death, Harold stops measuring time and starts truly living. He learns guitar, eats pancake with strangers, and falls in love. His life becomes meaningful, not because it's safe, but because it's real. The film shows us that when we obsess over control, we risk missing what makes life beautiful. Photographer Alexander Tarantino captures the same truth through images of disaster zones. In one, a man rebuilds his home with neighbors after an earthquake. In another, children play among rubble. As she puts it, hope rises in the ruins. These moments prove that joy and connection don't come from perfect order. They come from choosing to rebuild, to trust, and to keep going. Resilience, not routine, is what truly saves us. Caden Ferris's poem, 24 Bullets, doesn't call for more security cameras. It demands recognition and healing. Ferris confronts the contradiction in American policy. They say the government is here to help, but they ban abortions instead of guns. This illustrates how misplaced priorities can erode genuine safety. His final words, "I would rather have the world against me than the mother who is waiting to hear that phone call," are a powerful reminder that the cost of ignoring systemic violence is personal, not abstract. Similarly, in Between the World and Me, Ta-Nehisi Coates tells his son, "You must be responsible for your body in a way that other boys cannot." This truth highlights how safety is unevenly distributed and how awareness and expression, like Ferris's poetry, can be acts of resistance and resilience. So, what is real safety? It's not found in more rules or more walls. It's found in relationships, in the people who catch us when we fall, who teach us how to get back up. Shakespeare once wrote, "There is nothing either good or bad, but thinking makes it so." Fear is real, but how we respond to fear matters more. Real security means choosing courage over control, growth over comfort. So what? If we keep mistaking control for safety, we risk losing the very things that make life meaningful: trust, joy, and the power to heal together. Safety begins not with armor, but with empathy. We can't prevent every disaster. We can't erase every danger, but we can stop fear from defining our lives. Real safety doesn't come from perfection or power. It comes from people, from empathy, from the courage to face fear and keep moving anyway. That's what makes us truly secure, not the systems we build, but the strength we share.